Did you call the bank? I see the bill still sitting there. Sheesh. Just get off my back already. Stop hovering. I'll get to it, okay? You feel like you're my boss. I'm just trying to help, otherwise we're gonna get a late fee. Oh my god, can you just get off my back already? You're not my boss. If I'm so incompetent, why don't you do it your own? Just leave me alone already. In that moment, you do not feel like a partner in the relationship. Somehow, you feel like a 14-year-old. You want their help, but when they're trying to help, it just feels so awful for you to be on the receiving end, and then you explode for no reason. Why does it feel like interrogation when your partner just simply asks you a question? Why do you feel so heavy and you just don't have energy when your partner is presenting a challenge to you? And then the next moment, you just explode for no reason. Well, today we're going to get into the basement of your psyche and to really get to know the part of you that's scared and the other part that's a firefighter trying to push people away and to fight to save your own autonomy and freedom. Welcome to the world of the child partner in the parent-child dynamic. Last week, we took a deep, close look at the partner that's called the parenting partner that needs to control everything. And this week, we're going to take a look at the flip side of the story, the child partner's parts. For those who don't know me, my name is Yizhao Martins, licensed marriage family therapist in the state of California. This is the Happiness Games podcast for the romantic relationships. Let's begin to look at the parts of the child partner from a somatic perspective and with a polyvagal theory as our guidance as well. So what I'm about to tell you are my explorations and my observations of my clients in my sessions. By no means I'm trying to tell you how you should be feeling in your body and what child parts you should be having as what we call a child partner in the parent-child dynamic. My goal is for you to get inspired by my video and start to think about, do you have any parts that can resonate with what I'm listing? And if you can explore and discover those parts yourself and get to know them. So the first part I noticed for the parenting partner could be a scared child part. It's a very young part. What I'm seeing is a 4 or 5-year-old, and you may have different versions of that. The scared child I'm seeing is someone is curling up into a ball and maybe, have knees tucked into the forehead and they're just really shut down and in the dorsal state, like, do not bother me. I'm scared. I am scared. Don't touch me and don't come even closer to me. That is one version of the scared child part. And you may have other versions. For some people may see a child have, the eyes being covered by hands saying, I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it, right? When their partner is presenting a bank statement, a tax form, or maybe insurance claims, or anything that seems overwhelming and scared for this child to handle. This is too much, I can't take it on right now. I'm not seeing it, then it doesn't exist. That's another version. Another version, it could be a child that's super sad and just overwhelmed by all these emotions the parenting partner is presenting to them. So if the parenting partner want to talk about their relationship, want to talk about their communication, want to talk about planning vacation together, this child part may get activated saying, well, I feel so sad. I can't deal with it right now. You better leave me alone. And there's a collapse. So that is the part the child partner tend to come up with from dorsal to another part, which we see earlier at the beginning is the firefighter, the part that's more like a teenager, as for my understanding and sense of feeling, saying, no, stay away from me, get off my back, don't bother me, don't hover, leave me alone. But at the same time, they don't know how to do this task and also want help. So there's also like a push or pull and internal tension there for the partner. This part, that's a teenager firefighter part. This part really want autonomy. This part seems co-regulation in any sort is enmeshment. Maybe for their early attachment experiences, that's an enmeshment. They were not allowed to have their voice, to do things their way, to develop their own identity, and to self-define. So they're pushing away their partner's perceived hovering or parenting or bossing them around to really establish their authority. So this part I'm seeing with a clenched fist, maybe even a pushing away gesture. So they have a lot of force, a lot of activation in the limbs and heat on the face and the head. Unlike the scared child, which has very limboed arms, that heaviness in the arms cannot be activated. So you can see that both parts are very helpful and they actually counterbalance each other. But the challenge is when the parenting partner is seeing this shut down, withdraw, leave me alone, then suddenly explode into fight them, the partner can get very activated and confused as for what's going on here. What do you want me? You don't want me? What do you want me to do and help here? We're just trying to work as a team, as adults. But in that moment, can you see that there's no adult that driving the bus in that moment for the child partner? So there are also many different presentations for the child partner. If you relate to this, that's wonderful. And maybe you have a different version of that. Next week, I'm actually going to bring in a different version of the child partner. But today, we stay with starting in default as a dorsal state and get activated into the firefighter, fight and fight state. Very often, this is the dynamic and this is the cycle they're going through for this type of child partner. So thank you for staying till now. It's time for me to give you some tips. I have 2 tips for a child partner. One is in the moment, the heat of discussion or parent-child dynamic struggling, can you pause and ask yourself, if you notice heat, how old am I feeling right now? And I know your real age doesn't change physically, but psychological, emotional state-wise, how old am I feeling right now? Sometimes you can feel quite young. And if you get age, it's like 14, 15, you know what, very likely that's a firefighter that's come in to protect you and to make sure your autonomies and freedoms are protected, right? And you know that's not an adult that's driving the bus. So then we are going to transition to the second check-in tip is can you introduce yourself and transitioning into your ventral state, coming out of your fight or flight state. You can say something like that to your partner. I feel really overwhelmed right now and the sort of young and small, it's very uncomfortable. I really wanted to cool down, regulate, calm down, but can you sit with me instead of trying to judge me or fix me? Please sit with me. And that's what a child part, a teenager part actually needs, is someone who is calm and regulated and compassionate and kind to just be with them in that state and accept that this is okay. It's a normal human experience and I'm going to be here so you're not alone. So are you ready for the standalone meditation? I'm going to turn on some music for us. You feel free to switch off your camera or sit up. I recommend you sit up for this with your feet on the floor and we're going to start a meditation for the next 4 or 5 minutes. Connect your feet onto the floor and push against the floor and notice how it's pushing back to support you. Allow the force to rise from your shin to your knees, to your thighs and your pelvis. Allow your sits bone to rest, to be received by the seat you are on. So imagine you are at a movie theater right now and you are about to view some shows. the actors and the actresses will be introduced to you. Now you see a red velvet curtain drawn open. Someone walk into the center, introduce himself. That is a child. A scared, overwhelmed child with hands around the head, saying, I can't think, I can't concentrate. And they feel heavy in the limbs. They may feel a little bit dizzy and a little bit foggy in the head. They can't really think straight in front of such challenging questions like bank statement and tax. For a child, it was too overwhelming. This is a part of your psyche. And say hi to this part and say, yes, it is too much and too overwhelming for a child. Come sit on my lap or sit next to me now. We'll watch this show together and breathe. And I can put a hand on your hand if you like, and really hold this chubby little hand of the child part of yours. Next, come to the other side, walk into a teenager, about 14 or 14-year-old, with a little bit attitude, maybe like to do some eye rolling. This part saying, nobody tells me what to do. I know what I want. I know how to do things. I do it my way. Get off my back. Stop bossing me around. I want my own freedom, my own autonomy. It's about time. Can you see with your child part that this is also a very legitimate human part? When teenagers behave just like that, and thank that part for sticking up for you sometimes when your partner is crossing your boundary. And allow this part to either sit around next to you or go about and do their own business, whatever they enjoy doing. So there might be other parts that come in, want to talk to you, want to come to the center stage, really take the mic. I invite you to give them a note saying, today I'm only going to watch so much, but I will set aside another time to listen to you, watch your show, and also hear your conversations among you. Thank you for showing up for me. Thank you for letting me know you a little bit today. And I love you. You're all parts of me. Now take a deep breath in and sigh it out and shake out everything and come back to me. Have eye contact with me. I will introduce a different version of the child partner next week for you. And thank you for viewing. I will see you next time, my friends.